Hi everyone, today I thought I would do a little flip through of Magical Jungle by Johanna Basford. Now this I think was Johanna's fourth book, and as I have a blank copy that I haven't started colouring yet, I thought I would just do a little flip through to show you what it's like in case you were thinking of buying it and wondering what it was like. So it's got this dust cover. This is the UK edition, so it might be slightly different to some of the others, with this sort of leaf pattern on the inside, and then inside the here we also have a picture to colour, but this paper is quite glossy, and we have a green coloured cover with leaves on as well. Now the front page we have this lovely big flower wreath to colour, and then we have this book belongs to page. There's always one of these in all of Johanna's books. Now this one has a little section of things to hunt for within the book, which is quite fun. So you can have a look through. And of course you can colour these pages as well. Some people do and some don't. And our very first page is this lovely double page spread of animals and things. And then some of these are more sort of just lovely circles of flowers and things like that, or quite like a jungle book here, and some of them are sort of scenes. So this one we've got our parrots inside a wreath, and this one we've got more of the scene with this lovely building. I do like colouring buildings. I'm actually looking forward to Johanna's brand new book coming out this year, because I think it will have more buildings in it. And then we have this sort of ribbon design going across the page. Now Magical Jungle, I've noticed, has a lot more space around some of the pictures. So like here there's a lot of sky in this particular lovely picture with the okapi. So you can sort of do more drawing or more backgrounds in it. And I know for some people that's quite daunting, but I think it can be fun to have a go at doing something a little bit different, or you can always just leave it white. You don't have to colour in the backgrounds. I think a lot of my backgrounds are white when I first started, and even now I don't always do them. Just depends on what mood I'm in. And we have a lovely heart. Johanna usually has a heart in her books. And see this one, these leaves are quite big and empty, which means that you can do all sorts of techniques yourself. You could fill them in with pen and patterns, or you could do different colours in there. And this is a lovely sort of repeating pattern across the page. Now this is very detailed. Some people find this quite daunting, but actually I find it very relaxing, because you can just take one very small leaf at a time and colour it in and move on to the next. And this one I like. It has got this gap at the top where you can do some sky or something else, or you can just colour in this lovely design with the flowers and butterflies. And I've just coloured this one in. I've got the American version of this book, which I'm actually working through at the moment. I've just coloured this chappie, and I did this one recently as well. And again, you can leave these blank, or you can go for a background. Now this one seems to call for a background, but what I've seen people do, which is really simple, is some pastel colours here, maybe sort of red to yellow and a sort of sunset, and then just colour this over in black. And it's quite easier to do, and it looks very effective. And we have a pretty tree, and the lemurs, the monkeys, and a lovely sloth. He's so fun. I've just recently done this one as well. I like the sort of, I needed something really relaxing, and the monotony of having the same thing over and over really just helped me focus in. And I love the pineapples on this one. I'm probably going to colour a pineapple soon as a tutorial, because I think they're great fun. And I have a few ideas to make it look a bit different. This one I found quite daunting because of these really big leaves, and I'm going to try and find a way of making them a little bit easier for me to colour when I do this next time. And these enormous leaves, I've seen people draw things into these spaces to make it easier, or doing patterns and things. So I'm going to think about that when I do them, because I think they're quite big, and it could be fun. Now this is a sort of double page spread going across. I notice I've got a bit of a splodge on this book, which is interesting. I don't know why that's there, but I'm sure I'll be able to cover it up with something. And this hippo, he is just the cutest. I just love doing him and this fish. They're so lovely, and you can do them matching or different. It's lovely. And lovely house. I like doing that one too. We've got our pond. And this one, I know some people love turtles, so I think that one would be really lovely to do. These are very pretty to do as well, with the lovely flowers and things. I've had great fun doing those. And we have the elephants here. I love elephants. I'm just drawn, and I'm just ignoring this page because there's elephants and they're so lovely. We have a double page there. And another gorgeous elephant, poor thing in a little jar, but he's such fun to do. Of course, we mustn't ignore these little pretty flowers over here. And the parrots, and this has got so much white space in, so you can do all sorts of pretty sky. I've seen all sorts of lovely ideas in there. And we've got another section of parrots, and this one with the butterfly and flowers is very pretty. And now we've got a whole spread. Now this is actually the same picture, but in reverse, so you can either do both pages the same, or you can choose to do them differently. And we have a sort of ribbon design, and a lovely another wreath. And this tiger, he's fun, he's lovely to do. And we have this one challenges me. Snakes are not my favourite animal, but I've had a go at it. I was brave and I coloured in the snake, and I tried to make him look as friendly as I could. And now we have the area where it tells us where the animals are, where we can find them, or how many there are in each picture to help us locate them. But at the back we have a coloured palette test page. So we've got some pretty cute little pictures here, but we can also test our pens and pencils there to see if they go through the page and how they look on this paper. But at the back there's a bonus section. Now these pages are perforated, so you can tear them out and frame them. And we've got one with a toucan. Got a lovely elephant. We've got a floral and leaf design, and lastly the pair of flamingos. I've seen this one done so many times and so beautifully. So that's the end of the book, and as you can see we've got the perforations again, so all of those will tear out, so you can frame them. And at the back it's very similar to the front. We've got the green cover and this pattern continuing, so you've got a huge long page that you can colour if you wish to. And then the black, you can have a go at colouring on the black. Metallic markers or something might work well. And then the back cover. So there we go, there's Magical Jungle. So I hope you enjoyed that one. Thank you very much for watching, and happy colouring. Hi everyone, as promised, here is my flip through of Magical Jungle. This is the second copy that I have finished, and tomorrow I will do a flip through video comparing the two. But today it's just this one copy for you to have a look at. So let's make a start. I'm just checking it's all in camera so I can sit down and not get cramp in my knee. Right. Now I didn't do the inside cover part of this one. I found the textures a little bit difficult to colour on, but I did have a little experiment with colouring on the black here, which was a lot of fun, so that was good. And then this one here, this sort of title page, I had some fun. I'm pretty sure that I used Derwent Lightfast pencils for these, maybe combined with others as well. But I remember enjoying that and having a real try at getting some shade and shadow and 3D effects. Sorry, I'm fidgeting. I'm trying to get comfortable. Here we go. Okay, so this page I did quite recently actually. I'm never really quite sure what to do with a page with lots of leaves like this. But I just used a couple of greens. I'm pretty sure I may have used some Arteza Expert pencils for this one. I'm not sure though. And this one again, I'm really not sure what pencils I used. I usually do the This Book Belongs To page quite early on, so it's quite a long time ago when I did that one. This one though was quite recent. I used my metallic green pen for the leaves, which I'm not sure. What I wanted to do was to not do too much with those and to sort of bring the attention to all the cute animals that Johanna had drawn. So that was my sort of thinking there. And this one I was trying out some pastel colours, which was a lot of fun. I didn't really do any shading, I was just playing around with pastel. Okay, this one I finished quite recently actually. I wasn't really very sure about it when I first finished it. I think because it took me an age to do, and sometimes when you've been working on something you're just pleased to sort of move on really, because all the greens are quite similar. And I used actually Arteza Expert and Prismacolor, which is really rare for me to use Prismas, but I really like this Chartreuse colour. I think that's how you say it anyway, but I had some fun. But it's quite samey, but you know, it was an idea to use a fairly limited colour palette, so I did enjoy it though. Right, this one here, I wanted to try something a little bit different, a little bit magical, so I used some pastels in the background and sort of just splodged them around to give a sort of magical look. I don't know how well that's going to be picked up. It's quite a murky day and I have to set this up by the window without artificial light, or else there's shadows, just because of the fact that the angle I have to film at, excuse me, because it's such a big book. So I hope that you can see it. Now on this page I really wanted to draw attention to the flowers, particularly these big ones. I had a lot of fun with those, and then I just kept the leaves really samey and simple so that so the flowers would stand out, so that was interesting. Now this one, I'm trying to think. I did this page to try out some pastel pencils that I had been sent, which I rather like all the colours, I have to say. Not sure if you would have seen that video yet. Not sure on the dates of release of different videos. Don't always release them in the order that I film them. So that's that one. This one again, I wanted to challenge myself. No greens, limited colour palette. Had a lot of fun actually. Oops. This one, not really anything exciting to say about this one, just had a bit of fun with it really. I can't tell you which pencils I used either. Okay, this one has got a lot of splodging, which has come off this page, which is fascinating. This is done, now I don't know if you can see sparkle very well in this light, but this is done with Pentel glitter pens. A lot of the glitter isn't really showing up for me when I do that anyway, but it's come off on this page a little bit. But this one I had a lot of fun with, did a little pale pastel background, really enjoyed doing all the leaves on that page, so that was fun. And it's quite different to this one. Again, there is a pastel background on this, it's quite tricky to see. There's a bit of blue and pink, I just sort of randomly splodged it around, very pale, just for a bit of fun. Okay, this is the Okapi page. Do love the Okapi. You probably would have heard the story before that my husband's great uncle was the first Westerner to come across an Okapi. We've got his paintings of them in our house, so they do mean a lot to the family, and so I really enjoyed colouring him in. In fact, when Johanna asked for animal ideas for Magical Jungle, I did suggest the Okapi. Not sure whether that's why she drew it, but you know, it's lovely to have a go at one. I think I may have done a tutorial for the Okapi, but not the rest of the page. And you can see I've done a little bit of pastel in the background for a bit of sky. That was fun. Now this tiger, I decided to keep to a very limited colour palette. Did a bit of pastel in the background first, and then just did the leaves after. It's a little bit easier if you've got some background there to start you off. I think I did the tiger first actually, then the pastel, then the leaves, so that was quite fun. Mr. Toucan, he's always a fun one. I was having a go at blending some different colours in some of these items on this page, that was good. Both of these two have been done in Bambino crayons. What I like about the Bambino crayons, they do blend nicely. Once you've got a couple of layers, they saturate the paper though, so you have to be very light with them if you want to blend lots of layers, but the finish is really nice. It's matte, it doesn't shine, which makes it much easier when I'm making videos because I can see what I'm doing, my light isn't shining. But also they just give a very neat finish. I always think you can't see your lines very well. You know, sometimes with pencil it looks a bit liney, should we say? I want of a better word. So, so that was fun. So I do enjoy using those. This page, I really wanted to make it look very, very jungly. The background, there's a pastel background there with dots of yellow, and it was just a lot of fun to just keep a limited palette and do all sorts of different bits and bobs. I'm pretty sure I did a tutorial for some of these leaves. Maybe, not sure. I do make a lot. This one I remember being inspired, I think it was Black Anari on Instagram, for that colour scheme. She'd done something with these colours, it was beautiful, so I just wanted to have a go at using those colours, so that's what I did for that one. And this one I did, it's similar-ish, it's not the same colour scheme exactly. We've got pink and green, but just very different shades of pink and green. But again, I just wanted a simple palette, and it's quite fun. I think it takes the stress out of choosing which colour to do next. Now these two pages, they're a bit experimental. I have to say I'm not 100% keen. I like those flowers. These were all a bit cold for my liking. It looks a little bit odd having these all the same and these different. I don't know what I was doing. I was just playing around, experimenting and having fun really. Now this panda, it might be difficult for you to see. He's got a blue metallic background. I was in the mood for doing something a bit festive. So I did red and green red flowers and greens, golds and things like that, just to try and make him a little bit more fun. So that was good. This one, of course, is very different, very blue. Just wanted, I think I just used one pencil. I couldn't tell you which one, but it was just a bit of fun. And for me, it made the page easier just to have one colour. It may make it more daunting for some people, but that's how. Now this one again, I was in a festive mood. This page has nearly fallen out. This is the US copy of Magical Jungle, and the binding isn't brilliant. And there's a big splodge of glue there, and it's the only thing that's really holding this page in. But what I've done here, and there are tutorials for some of the items on this page, this flower, this leaf and this butterfly, I think. And what I've done is I've tried to make them look wintry. I'll turn that page a bit in case that one's better. I just don't know if you can see. I can't actually see the viewfinder on my camera because of the angle of my tripod. So what I've done is I've outlined everything in a sparkly glitter pen just to make it look a bit wintry. I was in the mood for doing something wintry in the jungle, so I just thought, why not have a go? What does it matter? So that was that page. I think we've got two here. Nope. This guy, I love doing him. He's a fun chap to colour. I'm not sure, I think that might be Derwent Light Fast pencils again. I wanted to do a sort of mossy branch and just a limited palette, and it was so much fun. I really enjoyed that one. This one though, again, wanted to have some fun and do something different, but I don't think I picked the right colours. I really don't, but anyway, it's you can decide. This one was great fun. I wanted to do something really mystical and magical and make it, I needed to fill all this space, but I can't, I don't feel confident drawings, and I didn't really want to trace something. So what I did was I just, as you can see, filled it with the purple and pink pastels, and then just did all the leaves and flowers to match. So all the flowers are pink, all the leaves are purple, and then the butterflies are coloured in white. I don't know how easy it is to see. There's some silver, no, metallic pink stars and some purple ones as well. The purple ones aren't metallic. It's a little tricky to see perhaps. Oops, now we've got a bit of a problem where the page is about to fall out. This page I did all in glitter pens and metallic pens. I was just really experimenting with my pens. I didn't really know what to do with this page, so I just had a go. Quite a bit of the glitter seems to be coming off. I think some of them were running out. This one's done in Bambino crayons again. As you can see, it's quite a matte finish. I quite enjoyed it. I just wanted to do something really colourful. Oof, I think I'm going to lose some pages soon. Now this one was a real experiment. I think I did it as a tutorial to show you how to use a cloud template, and I'd done a blue background, and then I went over just completely with pastel, and then I went over it with the template doing bits of pink, and then I went over Johanna's lines with purple. Going over the lines I'm not brilliant at. Quite a lot of it looks a bit double where I missed her line completely, but it was just an experiment and something a little bit different to do on that page. This one I remember doing, I was in the mood for doing something really simple, really calm and pastel-y, and I just went for it. And I just kept it basic and simple, and I really enjoyed it, and it was just gave me that calm that I really needed. Whereas with this one, I wanted something that was really shaded, so I did a very different thing. I think there's a tutorial for the pineapple somewhere. I had fun with the flowers as well. The pineapple has got gold pen on it. It's quite, don't know if you can see it. Again, it's, I don't know, but that was a fun one to do. Now this one I wanted to make the skull look really friendly, so I made it pinks and purples. I always find these large leaves quite daunting, so anyway, I had a go the best I could. But I did put grey inside the eye sockets, which probably doesn't look that friendly, but I just wanted to make it look a bit cuter than sometimes it can look. This one, it's interesting, it's got a bit of green pencil there. I don't know where that's come from. But anyway, not sure with that one. I was just experimenting with a few colours. Now this page is always quite tricky to do, isn't it? Never quite sure, great big leaves. So what I did is this leaf here I did as a tutorial for the water droplet. But I didn't want to do water droplets all over it because that's what I did in my last book. You'll see if you watch the flip through tomorrow. So what I did was I did all of these quite plain with black outlines, as you can see, and then this one I used a gold. It's quite tricky to see this, not a very shiny gold anyway, but I used a gold around it just to make it stand out and look different because of the water droplet. I don't know whether it worked, but it was just a bit different, a bit of fun. Now this page I did just the other day. Now I used Bambino crayons for most of it. The background, the yellow is pastel, but I made a bit of an error down here. Now I thought this, when I first started colouring this page, although I've coloured it before, I thought this was a tree and I started colouring it in brown. And then I realised this is the tree, that line is the beginning of the tree, not the end of the tree sort of thing. So I didn't know what to do. I didn't like that colour. I thought it looked pretty horrible. I was going to shade it to make it look more tree-like and yuck. So I decided to just ignore it and do the rest in a colour that I liked. And let's just pretend that bit doesn't exist, or perhaps it is a tree. I don't know. But as you can see, I kept quite a limited colour palette. There are only 2 greens in the Bambino, so I did a dark and a light for all the leaves. And I just did a red and pink for the flowers, and then just put a few white dots around to just make them stand out, because I wanted the flowers to be the star of the show, really. So that was fun. Now these 2 pages I always really enjoy doing. They're such cute pages. I have done the hippo using Chris Cheng's amazing tutorial in another book, but this one I just wanted to have a go myself. I kept it to a fairly simple colour palette that had great fun, and particularly with this bit here. And then the fish, similarly, it's a different colour palette to that one, but I just had a lot of fun with it. Now the heron house I always really like as well. I call it the heron house. I don't know if it's a heron or a stork, what it is really. I tried to do a bit of a sunset-y background. It's just a sort of stripy yellows and oranges. It may not even show up really, but it just indicates the sunset really easily because it's just basically a bit of scribble. I wanted to put some white on the windows to make them look like they had glass in. It doesn't quite work. There is a tutorial for this plant on my website, actually, a step-by-step photo tutorial. So if you don't like video tutorials, I do have some photo ones on my website. This one I again kept to a limited colour palette, just sort of purple pinks and the bright yellows with the greens, and I had a lot of fun with that one. Okay, ooh, this one. Now again, I wanted a fairly limited colour palette, so I did all the trees the same, kept these bits pink. I don't really know what these are. Are they coral? Are they plants? Are they flowers? I don't know, but that's what I just. And then there's a pastel background, so it's quite simple, and it was a lot of fun to do. There might be a video for that turtle, but I'm not sure. Now this page I love, I adore. I've done Chris Cheng's videos of both of these and they're brilliant. I wanted to have a go on my own, so I did something, this is Black Widow pencils. I can tell by the fluorescentness, or fluorescentness. It's a word, obviously, by how fluorescent they are. So, but that was a lot of fun, and I just chose to do completely a warm and a cold palette. It's just what I like to do sometimes, keep it different. Now this one, now I don't know if you can see the sparkle or not, but what I decided to do was to do the animals with the glitter pen and the leaves with pencil, so that was a bit different. Now this one is the opposite, where the background is done with glitter pen. You can see the background is split in half. There's a reason for that. The glitter pen ran out, so I had to swap. So that's it isn't because I thought it would look better, but I think the glittery background works quite well on this sort of wallpapery type picture. That was fun. This one was really good fun to do too. I just wanted a simple colour palette. These are Arteza Expert pencils. I think there's a moss green and a pear green, I think, maybe. Not sure about that yellowy colour though on there, but it was great fun to do. Really enjoyed that one. Okay, now this one I wanted something a bit different, and so there's some grey background in there, which is really unusual for me, and it contrasts with this bright green. Just a lot of fun really. Just different green and orange seems to always work well together. So there we go. And this elephant, I love elephants, and he was such fun to do. I do love him. I want one for real, a little elephant in a bottle. I bet a lot of people would, wouldn't they? But I had fun with the background there as well. And doing this sort of purple contrast to the orange always works nicely. Now I was again in a sort of festive mood for this one. I found the big leaves quite difficult. They're not done very well. But I did the sort of silver and gold parrots and red and green. I was just in a festive mood. So that was a bit different. And this one again, just blue. You know, I wanted a fixed colour palette and it was a bit of fun. And here I do love this picture. I wanted to go to town with the background a little bit, make something really earthy, and I had a lot of fun with that, and then sort of match the flowers up a little bit in groups of colour of ones that look similar, and I had fun. And then we have a silver butterfly. Now this one again, minimal colour palette, my favourite pinks from Polychromos, I reckon, I'm guessing. And had some fun with that. And then we've got the butterflies, because they're blue, they really stand out. Now this one was great fun. I had a lot of fun with this. I was using my new template. Now it's quite difficult to see. There's a sun here in yellow. It's quite hard to see. But we have the clouds and things, which was good fun. I think this bit is a little bit dark. Probably could do with erasing just a tad. But I was just learning, and it was great. And then I just made everything really colourful and bright, which was really good fun. This one I enjoy doing as well. I just wanted to really make it look quite three-dimensional, and I think I sort of achieved it with these flowers and different bits and bobs, and I spent a lot of time on that, and I'm really in the mood for doing something like that again with lots of three-dimensional effects. And over Christmas I'm hoping I have time. The tiger, I spent a long time planning him. He was so much fun. I really wanted him to look very furry. So what I've used there is a white gel pen, as you can probably see, but also a black fine liner. So I've used the orangey coloured pencils, and I've used them to try and get a stripy effect to look like fur, but also with the black pencil and the black pen and the white pen, it really helps to enhance that look. So that was a lot of fun. I just enjoy doing him, and his eyes as well, great fun. This one was a total mess. It was an experiment. I think it went wrong. What I did was I wanted lots of bright colours, so I tried, I tried every colour in my Arteza Expert tin, coloured everything quite simply, made the animals glittery. I don't know if you can see, I'll turn the page, you may or may not. And then just did some pastel in the background of the colour of the item that is near, and I think it looks a mess. But when I do multicoloured pages, they often just turn out a mess. So there's an example of one. Okay, we have these pages, hold on. I don't think we've got anything else, no. I was just testing out my Distress ink with my cloud background there. I want to see if it will go through the page, which is why there's a great big dollop there. and it didn't, but it did a little bit actually. I can see it, so I wasn't very confident at using it in the book, but I've used it in other books. So this one again, we have a pastel experiment. What I did was I used this washi tape to go around the edge and then just match the colours in the picture, so it was a bit of fun. And the elephant, as I said, I love elephants, and I really wanted him to be a fun rainbow elephant, so I just picked out a selection of rainbow colours and just went to town, had fun. So here we have it's mainly green, isn't it, this one, with a few bits of red and pink and purple. Not sure that pink goes with that and that, but anyway, there we go. I did it a long time ago. Now this one was done with Arteza Expert. I had great fun blending that background. They blend really nicely. This circle was done with a roll of sticky tape. So I didn't have a circle making tool. I do now, but I didn't then. So that's how I did that. That was easy. Now this back page was done using Posca pens. I was just experimenting to see how well they sat on the black. These obviously look like they need a few more coats, so you know, it was just a bit of a play. I was playing. So there we go. That's the end of that book. I hope that was interesting for you. I hope it gave you a few ideas as well. Oh, I've got to get up to turn off the camera because my remote control's not working. But thank you very much for watching, and happy colouring.